Hi everyone, this is a very quick video to give you some tips for doing these Van Gogh style pictures on top of your photos. Okay, so I'm just going to start a new one. I'm only going to do a tiny little bit. I'm going to do the eye, but I'm going to get it finished quite quickly. So remember to make your extra layer, that's very important. Remember to use the pencil, that's very important. Remember not to make it too big. The first tip is use cool colours for your darks. Right, so you need to be able to still show which bits are dark and which bits are light in your picture, and that can be difficult if you're making up your own colours. So look, I'm just working over the darker bits just now, so any darker lines, and I'm using blues and greens, and I'm even using the very darkest, so the wee diamond that comes up that shows you your different shades. I'm taking them from as far to the bottom and especially to the left hand side of the bottom of that diamond as I can, because then they'll definitely look dark and that'll make a big difference. Okay, so the duller and darker colour, cool colours for the shadows. Remember that if you look at that eyeball, you can see that half of it is quite dark. So I'm putting some warm yellow over the light half, and a little bit, I'm putting it over the dark half as well, but I'm going to work on top of it again. And I've been telling you to build up layers, so that's what I mean. Colours look better when you build them up. And you might work at this for a period and go, I don't like this. But that's what happens. You've just got to keep working at it. It'll get better the more you work at it. But it requires patience and a little bit of belief in yourself. Now, there, I've put some red over that, over some of the shadows there. Now, that, I would say, is a mistake. I shouldn't be putting red over the shadows. So we'll come back to that, okay? And there we go. I've now put some green over that yellow in the eye, and that looks better to me because it goes from green to that sort of dull yellow to orange, which is the bright. So now what I'm doing is just filling in these darks. Remember that the direction of your marks have got to kind of make sense. They've got to sort of show the shape of your face. So the way that the marks in the eyeball curve round, and now the marks in the eyebrow, I'm doing them so that they show the direction of the hairs of the eyebrow. And now I'm taking my photo away, right, with the wee eye icon. And I'm going to work on it without the photo, because now I'll be able to see if I am leaving any spaces or not. So I also recommend you do that. Once you've got a vague idea of your picture, because you've separated the lights and darks with hot and cool colours, or just a wee section of it, then zoom in and take away the photo and work over that section without the photo. And there's another layer of colour over the eyeball. Okay, so again, building up layers of colour really works. And that's what this app is really good for. You notice that when I use the pencil, the opacity is not up at 100%. I've got it up about 3/4 of the way up. And that means the colours blend a wee bit. Now you'll notice that I'm working over the reds, right? So I've made a mistake, but I'm working over it. Working over mistakes isn't just a way of getting rid of the mistake. It's better than not making a mistake, right? That looks better with those wee bits of red in there that I put in by accident, and now the green over it. It looks better than it would have done if I just used green. So embrace your mistakes. Don't worry about your mistakes. I don't think of them as mistakes. It's just another thing you did along the way. Oh, you guys, right? Wait a minute. Okay, now what I've done is I've duplicated the layer. So if you press down in the layer and duplicate it, and what I'm doing is I'm using, if you look at the tool I'm using, it's that wee guy there, that's for smudging. So if you look in the right hand side, I've got 3 layers. I've made the top one and the bottom one invisible, and I've just got the middle one selected, and I'm making it all blurry. And what I'm now doing is I'm putting the top layer on top of that, and you'll see how much better it is. Look, see? That's it. There you go, right? So if you look, you can see that's it with both. Oh no, that's it without the blurry layer. At the end, we'll see it with the blurry layer. And that's it with the photo in the background. I think it's a good idea, like I said, to take your photo away sometimes. And remember, you can use the little eye icon to just look at your photo and not your drawing. And there we go. That's my piece with 2 layers, and one of them I've just made it all blurry. What that does is that fills in the wee gaps between your marks, and it makes your work much better. So good luck with that, people. I hope that helped.